Good day, ladies and gentlemen, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new video. And today we spotted, yet again, two new tanks being tested in Super Test right now. And, well, one of which is the Projet Louis, which is a chunky mofo, and the other one is the Schwertwal, a German heavy tank with Raketen, ja. And this thing, well, it already has been tested, but it looks like Wargaming is testing another iteration. Regardless, don't forget, if you want to help me gather these replays, because that would be lovely, I found these today during free marking the M48 pattern, which went wonderful on stream. If you want to help me finding these replays, feel free to join my Discord server and ping, DM me with information. Hey, Raptor, I found a hidden tank. Do you need it for a replay so we can do another spotted episode? Enough of plugs, let's just jump right into the quadruple tracked Projet Louis, a French tier 9 light tank, which apparently likes to explode, as you could see from the clip before. Poor guy, man. Poor guy. He really did overestimate his reverse speed. Today I tried to compare it to the 1390 because I feel like these are more in line than when it comes to the Char MLE. The Char MLE is a very unique tank and is super duper, how should I say, it's him. You know, he's him. There's nothing really getting close to the Char MLE. But the Projet Louis, it's kind of a tank like the AMX 1357 on tier 7 because it has an 8-shot autoloader. It has 1000 burst in 7 seconds, and it deals 125 damage. So that's a little bit of a pea shooter. But this pea shooter has the benefit that it can technically do quite a lot of module damage, you know? Because like, look at here. Let's do a calculation real quick. That is fantastic. We love math, don't we? The 1390 has 4 shots and has 122 module damage. So 122 times 4. 488 module damage in total. Here we have 100, but we have 8 shots. So we can do 800 module damage. That means if you know where to aim in your Projet Louis, or if you have a Projet Louis in your side, chances are it can wreak havoc on your engine, on your ammo rack, on your fuel tanks, on your engine. You burn, ammo rack, gaboosh. So keep that in mind if you are suddenly facing this vehicle. It also has pretty decent DPM, but it's definitely going to be a damage or an aggressive scout, you know, like it's a combat scout. A little bit like the 1390, but I do believe the 1390 will be easier to play because it's smaller and it has 240 alpha. Usually low alpha guns tend to be harder to play. But to, well, remedy that, the Projet Louis has better aim time, like almost a second, which is great. Yes, it has 1 second interclip, but whatever. It has much better accuracy after shooting, which is important for this one. And it has better gun handling as well. So that's pretty all neat. It is also 1 kph faster, but it is 3 kph slower in reverse. So keep that in mind as well, that it's not that fast. And I guess the other guy didn't really see that, didn't he? The thing is, it has 100 more hit points, but that's about it. And you can see right here, it has almost 2% camo less. That is a lot for a light tank especially. And now when we look at this tank in visual again, you can see why. Look, oh, by the way, it looks amazing. It looks really cool, doesn't it? It looks like a 13 AMX BIS turret, which with a very long gun, and it looks slick. I love the looks of this tank. But it is huge. It's a big chungus. Yes, it has the funny mechanic that the breech is getting lifted outwards, which is kind of cool, but it is massive. It does have 9 degrees of gun depression, and the armor is not good. 50 millimeters, 25 millimeters, 40 to 50 millimeters, 25 millimeters. So yeah, you get overmatched basically everywhere except in the front. If you are lucky, you can bounce a shot or two, but don't count on it. The only good thing is if you play hull down, because of the elevating gun breech, you can more or less remove quite a bit of your overall view of the tank onto the enemies. But yeah, overall, again, keep in mind it can do a lot of module damage. It's fast, it's big, it's very lightly armored, and it has 1000 burst. That is my knowledge to you. And with that, let's go over to the chubby boy, the Schwertwal. You know, German for swordfish, sword whale. Schwertwal, wait, if I'm not mistaken, these are orcas in English, if I'm not completely mistaken. I hope that is correct. If not, it's whatever. Basically, chubby tank has boobs, has something which is very annoying, and it has raketa. So, let's compare it to the previously buffed E100, because I believe right now the E100 is very, very, very strong. The thing is, 700 hit points, 700 alpha, so it's a little bit less there. But as you can see, it already has 150 more DPM. I actually really do like that change if you think about it. You have similar gun handling. Yes, it's slightly worse, but you have better DPM and a little bit less alpha for that. But that means if you miss a shot, it's not that bad because you reload like 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds quicker. So you're actually a bit better for peaking and doing damage. Also, because you have a higher rate of fire, you technically can do more module damages than with the E100 because you have more module damage per minute. As you can see, it is the same speed. It's a slightly slower in reverse, which is annoying, and it has better HP to baton ratio. But it has a party trick which is called Raketen. And the Raketen give it almost 40 kph top speed and almost 24 HP per ton ratio. That is pretty darn good. Sadly enough, I am a little bit, how should we say, blind, so I don't really know where I would need to look to see what how many rocket boosters it has. Never mind, truly I am blind. It has 3, and they take 20 seconds each, which is very, very good. Like it means, for example, when you want to yeet it onto the hill on Malinovka, will be fantastic. Or, for example, Chinese wall, Chinese border. This one, also fantastic. So you basically get the benefit of having really good stats, or really decent stats, comparable to the E100, and also have the ability to be very speedy, or much speedier, to get into the position. You also have 8 degrees of gun depression, and let's have a look at the damage model. That is of AP, by the way. Boobs are pennable from the front, and that is important. As you can see, it doesn't have any turret weak spot. So, once again, clap and a half for Wargaming for this fantastic 2025 tank. It does have a weak spot, and it's an odd one, because you can shoot here with AP, mind you, with AP. The shot will do bonk, ding, and penetrate. Why? Can you see how massively angled that plate is? And this is a 40mm plate. So we basically have a 260 situation right here. It's a shot trap. You can use that. So because it has like the forward chin, you know, bidding, it bounces like that. So that is a weak spot you have to keep in mind, because there's no other weak spot on the turret. None. Nada. Niente. Clap and a half. Another weak spot obviously being the lower plate. It's massive. It's 200mm thick. And yes, if it's angled, it starts to get a little bit harder, but it should be fairly easy to penetrate. Another weak spot from the front is below the tracks. 30mm, keep that in mind, especially for lower alpha medium tanks, because this tank obviously wants to try and go hull down. And this is his hull down. Again, you can shoot underneath the gun and you should hit this trap. That is important, keep that in mind. But suddenly the boobas are non-pennable anymore. They're 273mm effective armor. So let's have a look at premium rounds. At premium rounds, you can penetrate the boobas fairly easily. You can almost penetrate the neck, but you cannot do the bounce trick anymore. If you are not hull down, it's the same. Boobas, a little bit of these flanks, and that's it. So the weak spots don't really change. It's literally only the boobas and the one underneath the gun if you shoot standard rounds. I hope I showcased with my ways of talking that I really dislike this. The fact that it has no concerning weak spot at all. And the turret, except for this one, which is a little bit odd. But as you can see, I guess it's fairly big, but it's so obscure, it's so hard to hit. When it comes to side scraping, it has 110 or 110mm of side armor. The tracks are fairly nicely modeled, so they do give additional armor. And you have this side plates over here, so you have to keep that in mind when you are playing the Schwertwal. With heat, it's a different story. Then you can't really side scrape. And no, you cannot do reverse side scraping because of this massive weak spot, which is just 70 millimeters thick. Keep that in mind. So, yeah. Like, I don't know, boys. Now you know where the weak spots are on this thing, and I feel like this one underneath the gun is super important, but I don't know, boys. What is this? Like, what is this supposed to be? What is this supposed to be? Why? Why is this supposed to be? Why? Let me know. Wargaming, please. This is the strongest heat in the game, and the tank basically can mostly shrug it off when it's full down. Literally can shrug it off when it's full down. Yes, it can penetrate here if it gets lucky. It's a 50-50, but don't go too close to the gun. It's just the boobs. It's just the boobs, and a well-played Schwertwal will not show these boobs. I don't know. I do not know what the plan is of this tank. I hate it this way. It has 2,500 hit points, which was 200 less than the E100, and that's about it. And with that, now you know what two tanks are coming. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitch under www.twitch.tv/RagingRaptor and follow my Discord. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Cheers and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.